Hey authors, how's the book coming along? In this episode, we're going to be talking about a really crucial technique to help you connect with your readers really well. Of course, I'm talking about show, don't tell. You've either heard about this technique so often that you're sick of it, or this is the first time you're hearing it. Either way, let's just get started about show, don't tell. So this is a technique where you explain in detail about the action that's happening in your scene rather than just stating the obvious. Let's say, for example, there's a window behind me. Yeah, there's a window behind me and there's a ray of sunlight coming down. So the room is bright because of the sunlight. Now, do I just say it like how I've just explained it? Or do I do it like this? A yellow ray of light shone into the room through the clear glass window. Everything in this room was brightly visible. The people, the walls, the bed, and the almirah. There are no more shadows in this room. There are no more shadows cast by darkness and the silhouettes of tall objects. Did you feel a little more connected? This is what show don't tell is. It's about explaining the action using verbs, adjectives, rather than just stating the obvious. What I intended to tell you through all this short story was that it's daylight. Rather than just writing one line saying it's daylight, I've explained it like this. So if you'd like to know about who wrote this or who designed this for the first time, this technique and this way of writing was designed by a Russian writer called Anton Chekhov. He actually described, or rather the first citing of this show don't tell, the practice of writing in a show way and not a tell way, was found in a letter which he wrote to his brother, where he's talking about the moonlight and how the reflection of the moon is visible on cracked glass, something like that. So I'll just attach the anecdote about how this technique came about. I'll just attach it in the description below for your reference. But yeah, in short, Anton Chekhov proposed and then started writing and practicing the show way of writing and not the tell way of writing. This is not just a history class. This is about how you can improve your writing and how you can write in a show way and not a tell way. So here are some tips that really make it very easy for me to write in a show way rather than a tell way. So the number one piece of advice that I have for you to write in a show way and not a tell way is to practice. Practice really makes perfect. I mean, you've heard this in 1,000 other ways, be it swimming or whatever, just driving. Practice makes perfect. That's the proverb, that's the saying. And it's no different in this as well. So how can you practice very often? How can you practice? Because you can't have so many guides available. You won't have that many guides available on the internet or worksheets sort of thing where you practice writing in a show way, and it's just not available very often, and it's not available in great quantity as well. So what you can do for yourself is just go out, take pictures of things. Like if you go for grocery shopping, just take a picture of the grocery store. Or if you go out for a coffee, take a picture of the coffee or the barista or just things with your smartphone. Just take pictures and print them out or attach them into a Word document and then just write in a show way. Practice. Like, you can do a lot with this way of writing because here there's nothing limiting you. You take the pictures and you know what was in your mind when you were taking the pictures. You see what was going on in the picture, and then you can write paragraphs upon paragraphs and practice the show way of writing rather than the tell way of writing. It's a really simple way. It's cheap. It's not going to cost you a lot to do this way, and it's just limited by how many pictures you take, which I guess a lot of people do take a lot of pictures these days. So just take pictures, put it in a Word document or Google Docs document, whatever is your cup of tea, and then just start writing. The second way of improving your show way of writing rather than the tell way of writing is to imagine yourself as a journalist. I don't want you to go full in depth about journalism. Just imagine yourself as a really hardcore journalist. Like, take this for an example. Just pick up a newspaper you have anywhere around you, or do a Google search about the current news, whatever. Try to read how it's written. You'll find that it's a very descriptive form of writing. The journalist wants to tell the people about what's happening. This is not going to directly help you with writing a show way and not the tell way, but it will help you keep updated about vocabulary and all of that stuff about how to be descriptive in your writing. Being descriptive is a part of the show way of writing. You are describing things. You are describing things in the environment, describing things in your scene. So that's what does it for this video. These are two simple tips and techniques that you can definitely incorporate into your writing routine, and it will help you write better and write in a show way, which is crucial for writing long form or writing fiction in general. You will find it in books written by best-selling authors. It's just one way to write your story in a way better way. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.